Important announcement after the video. If you'd like to hear them now, skip here. If not, enjoy the video.
Hey! Have I ever told you about this thing called game design? It's pretty cool!
So yeah, after all this time dicking around jerking off, I'm back. In case you haven't noticed, I've got a new artist. Since, someone wants to be a little hoover snatch about it. I guess this'll have to do. I'm just kidding. Thanks for the art, Miah. Now that all the pay shit's out of the way, let's get to the point of the video. Open worlds. Now, I feel like anyone who's played a game has some idea of what an open world is. Even if you don't, it's in the name of the game. It's a world that just so happens to be open. You're fucking dog if you figure this one out. There's hundreds of open world games. Millions of them. Look at all these open world games. Literally every game wants to be an open world game. Fucking Halo become an open world game. Just to clarify, I don't think every game should be open world. I don't think Death Stranding should be open world. You walk in a straight line towards your destination, you make that a level, put some boundaries to keep you veering off the edge, and bam, you've just made Desert Bus Walking Edition. You're welcome, Kojima, no need to thank me. All in a hard day's work. Halo definitely doesn't need to be an open world, but who knows, it might work out. Hopefully they pull a Paramount and turn this into this, but I don't know, man. This is Microsoft we're talking about, and they tried to convince us that this was Bomberman. Let's get one thing straight, micro shit. I would rather do a backflip into a pile of rebar before I believe that this is this. I won't take it, Microsoft. Get away from me. Get. Yes. What are we talking about? Something about video games. Oh yeah, I think one thing that people overlook when they decide they want to make an open world game is that the gameplay itself has to support that big open world you're going to be bumping around in. Look at a game like Mirror's Edge Catalyst. While it didn't do terrible, it didn't do nearly as good as the original. Mirror's Edge is about parkour and keeping a nice poop to your scoot. Now, it's hard to do that when you're in an open world and constantly checking your map. The first game functioned like a classic platformer. Get to the end of the level and you go to the next one. You didn't get lost because all the levels were designed for you to go in one direction before you see your next objective. So obviously being in an open world was a problem if you had all these directions to go in. How do you combat this? Well, if you're EA, you make the whole place sectioned off like levels, but kind of not. There was still a straight line, but there were like these bridges that would connect these areas together. That creates this new problem though, of having to do all this bullshit to get to the next building on the other side. You can't just go there, you have to go all the way through here and then through the bridge, and only then can you get somewhat closer to your objective. Let's make this clear. If you're gonna make an open world game, you need to take into account that open world games need their gameplay to work in tandem with the world. You can't just put turn-based combat into Sonic, just like you can't expect me to believe that this is Bomberman! Not only that, but there's definitely more than one kind of open world. It's weird how nobody talks about this. So far, I've found 3 different kinds of open worlds. I'll call them hub worlds, trail worlds, and sandbox worlds. If you familiarize yourself with a video game, I'm sure you know what a sandbox is. It's a funny kind of game where you can go anywhere and there's no limits whatsoever. That funny car game, the funny block game, the even funnier car game, but this one has spaceships. I like this one a lot. The games where your mind is the limit for what you can do. Go anywhere, do anything. These... fuck. They come with their own pros and cons, obviously. The first pro is the unrivaled levels of freedom given to you whenever you play. When I'm playing Breath of the Wild, I see a little orange light, I go to it. And on my way, I can find a bunch of other lights. I can choose to go to the first one I saw, or these other ones. And I can change my mind whenever I want. The problem with these big-ass open world tiles is that a lot of the time, they can get too big. And it can leave you holding your joystick up while you watch YouTube or something. Hell, you could be doing it right now for all I know. Now, if you're planning on your players doing that, and you want them to do this, fuck it, it's your life. But how do we fix it? Well, we could make the world smaller, Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, as well as the 3D Mario games, taught us that not all open worlds need to be massive, it just needs to be, like the name implies, open. On top of that, if you want to put the icing on the cake, doing this also makes it easier for the player to familiarize themselves in the world they're put in, since there's less shit to explore. Tell me for a second you know the setting of the open world for Assassin's Creed. If you do, you're based. Can you tell me what this place is? Or this place? Oh, it's that? You can't? Wow, is that because the world was so big and empty that nothing helped you remember it? Whoa, that's bananas, dude. That's so fucking cool, man. Another way to fix this is with fast travel, which, yes, will keep the player engaged, but it takes out the middleman of actually traveling. So it's less like traveling and more like selecting your level. The travel part is only there if it's required. So it doesn't even fix that problem, it just suppresses it. That's like if someone bought you a broken car, and you went up to them and you're like, hey man, my fucking car's broken. So they bought you another broken car. Wow, thank you. If you're gonna have fast travel, at least make it something interesting, like Far Cry 2, where you actually have to wait for a bus. Metal Gear 5 has little stops where they transport you, but you can only go to other stops you've been to before. Maybe even something as simple as Daggerfall, where you can run into encounters while fast traveling, and it costs money to actually fast travel. It's a lazy fix that can be worked on a lot. I don't want to go down this little fucking rabbit hole on do's and don'ts of fast travel, so I'll just keep it short for you, you little honey boo-boo child. 1. Limit that shit. Don't let the player just fucking bleep out of existence whenever they want. 2. If you are doing that, please at least make it an interesting choice so I can feel something, anything, when I fast travel. Maybe have a little story generator that makes up a little story of what happened while you were gone. I don't fucking know, just get it done, dude. Oh, fuck, dude. I just realized that was over, like, only one type of open world. Ugh, Jesus. You guys might want to grab yourselves a seat. Ugh, this might take a while. So, enough about Sandbox, how about the other ones? I can't read. Hub worlds are like the theme parks of open world games, and Nintendo loves this shit. Like, I don't know why, but it seems like Nintendo especially likes doing this with their more open titles. Let's just put this into scope. If you look to the right, this is the amount of Pokemon that exist. Beside that, the number of grains of sand in the world. Now, this is the number of stars in the universe. This is infinity. And this? Now, this is how many Nintendo games have a hub world. That's a lot of fucking games. Alright, but for real though, what is a hub world? The burning question that's on everyone's mind. Well, let me educate you. A hub world is an open world, but this one has a hub. I know. Fucking crazy, right? Look at Ocarina of Time. Perfect example of a hub world. Not only seamless, but also gorgeous and easy to navigate. So, check it. When you're dicking around in Hyrule Field, you have 4 things telling you where you are. You have the map, obviously. You have the Hyrule Castle thingy, which tells you the juxtaposition between the left and the right side of the map, telling you which side you're on. There's Death Mountain, which tells you what side of the map you're on. And then there's the ranch in the middle telling you, well, how close you are to the center. It's also put there so that it doesn't feel too open or empty. All of this put together helps the player safely and calmly— oh, fuck! Safely and calmly navigate Hyrule Field. Okay, enough talking about that. It's time to actually talk about the world, not just the hub itself. So, as you might be able to tell, this world isn't one big open area. It's one kinda big open world that has a bunch of exits leading to smaller but kinda big, but maybe smaller, but sometimes big, but like sometimes small, but sometimes it can be vertically big, but kinda looks small. And then there's this fucking thing, but I don't want to talk about those. Back to the point. Shit, what is the point? So what's good about these open worlds versus these open worlds? Well, I think the best part about the hub world approach to world design is that if you know what you're doing, you can make these areas incredibly memorable. You make something memorable, that creates nostalgia. You create nostalgia, you can recommend it to a friend. raises sales. Then when they talk shit on your favorite game of all time, now you finally have a use for that shovel in your shed, and that axe in your kitchen, and that raincoat. And it's hip to be square.
Try getting a reservation at Toolkit, you fucking stupid bastard!
Everyone who's played Mario 64 will remember their time in Peach's Castle, and Bob-omb Battlefield, and the stupid fucking carpet ride. And it's memorable. It's genuinely memorable, and an experience I hold very near and dear to my heart. You have a hub world. It's because you need to go back to that hub in order to go to different areas that makes it memorable. Multiple trips through the same area will familiarize yourself with the hub, and it's no coincidence that Mario 64's levels are also memorable for the same reason that Peach's Castle is such a landmark in gaming history. You have to keep going through the same level over and over again, not just for failing, but also for succeeding. You want to get the other stars, don't you? The only problem I know of with hub worlds is backtracking. If you've made a bad hub world, backtracking will be the bane of your fucking it'll fucking suck. It will suck. The only example of this I know with hub worlds is God of War for the PS4. I can't remember a single part of the hub world except for the lake, and that's because Kratos would tell the boy these shitty reminiscences of old folk tales, which were hilarious, by the way.
Do you remember any?
There was one that concerned a hare and a tortoise.
Like the witch's house?
Unlikely.
So what happens?
They wager on a race between them. The hare is too confident of victory and foolish, while the tortoise is steady and disciplined. The tortoise wins.
You haven't told a lot of stories, have you?
I still recommend this game to anyone who owns a PS4. It's not really a game that has to be an open world, but it's definitely an amazing game to play for the story alone. Okay, I gotta wrap this up. Trail worlds. Trail worlds are like hub worlds in the sense that they're not completely open, but still have an open sense to them. They don't have a definitive hub? They don't have a definitive hub, but are definitely open. I would put Dark Souls... Fuck, I gotta record footage of Dark Souls. Oh, and Bloodborne. Oh, no. Why? That's on the list, too. I mean, Firewatch is on there. Yeah, I can do Firewatch. It's arguable that Firewatch's Fire Tower can be considered the hub, but if you look at the map, you can see that... oh, fuck. Alright, well, at least Fable 3 does it well. That's a game I can play decently. Trail worlds are kind of funny in the sense that they're a lot like hub worlds, just minus the hub. Just cut it out and you have a trail world. That's all I'm gonna say, because I don't want to subject myself to pain. Fucking deal with it, bitch. Open world games, if done right, can be some of the most riveting experiences you can have when playing a video game. On top of that, they can provide hundreds of hours of entertainment, a good old whoop and holler with a bat and a tap. Thank you for watching. Remember to play Breath of the Wild. Okay, bye-bye. Hey guys, it's been a while, huh? Like 3 months a while. I'm really sorry for that. I know my upload schedule is really bad, and I just want to let you know, I never really made this channel looking for anything. I just remember this period where I was depressed more than I've ever been before in my life. And I didn't want to do anything. Life was just one big list of shit to do every day, and I just wanted to sleep every one of those days away. I remember my cousin recommended I make a video since I have history with editing, but he knew I didn't want to make Let's Plays. I was done with them. They weren't going anywhere, and they were just wasting my time, really. He knew I liked game design, so he shot the idea, why don't you make a video about game design? I ran with it and made the choices in gaming video. And honestly, I had so much fun that I decided to make 9 more videos in that exact format for 4 straight months. As I kept making videos, I ran out of ideas eventually, and I just stopped. It was a shitty way to go, and I've been putting this off for a while now. I'm not leaving forever. If I find a cool new idea, or hell, maybe this channel will go somewhere. I don't know. Future is now, right? I'll go back to it. I promise you that. That is a guarantee. So like this video, share it, put it fucking everywhere if you want. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. I want you guys to know you mean a lot to me. And I love the support I've had throughout. Thank you. And until next time.